Patient Right Watch is an advocacy group dedicated to the cause of patients. As you have seen, there are advocacy groups that focus on politics, that focus on economy. But if you cast your mind wide, you don't see any for patients. But patient can be you and me. Patient is something that a patient is not the next person, it's about us. So it's very important that we get an organization that becomes a voice for the patient. So simply put, Patient Right Watch is a voice for the patient.
So what motivated you into forming this group in the first
Okay,
place?
like I said in my presentation, when I was doing my Masters at Law thesis, I realized that there are a lot of good laws that promote or are supportive of patient rights, but on the ground, you don't see patients taking advantage of these laws to demand compensation or to demand accountability from their perpetrators. So that actually ignited my passion about that. I said that no, then something needs to be done. So the result is what we are seeing.
So what will you demand from the government and then the corporate bodies in your operation?
Well, this is an NGO, and NGO, our source of income is the kind donation of people who support our programs. So as we said, we are anchored on 3 programs. The first is education. We will seek to educate the number 1 general public. We will seek to educate the trainee students, healthcare students, so that they know their responsibilities and also the right of the patient. We also seek to educate the existing practitioners, healthcare professionals. And so if once you know your right, that is the only way you can now demand that same is enforced. If you don't know your right, it's just like you having cash in your bank account but you don't know that you have money. You'll still be going around begging even though you are rich. This is the same with rights. You have to be aware. And once you are right, you are aware about your right, then you can now seek that same is enforced. So education is important. We also seek to undertake victim support. And by victim support, we are looking at number 1, offering psychological or emotional support to victims. So people who are victims of medical malpractice or medical negligence, some of them carry emotional scars or emotional injuries for life or for a very long time. However, if they get the needed support by way of counseling, they are able to put themselves back together. Now, victim support can also take the form of physical rehabilitation, where we support very indigent or poor victims to be able to undergo the right treatment to put themselves back together after they have undergone or they have suffered medical malpractice. Then the last but not the least is that as an organization we have a lot of expertise within the medical law field, and we intend to put it at the disposal of victims. So we will use the existing laws to demand accountability for and on behalf of injured victims. So it's one of the patient support. Last but not the least is policy advocacy, where we will serve as a watchdog to government policies on patient care, and then also be able to put at the disposal of government our expertise and our research so that it will inform policy. So these 3 anchors together make what the organization is.
So look at the situation now. What's your source of funding? Because you mentioned so many that you get support from the other donors. And which people are you targeting?
Okay, the donor can be any person, it can be you. You know, when you mention a donor, don't take your mind too far. A little help from here, a little help from there collectively makes something. Said a little drops of water make a mighty ocean. So if you are hearing us and you want to support us, you are always welcome. Nothing is too big, nothing is too small. Once you identify with our aims and objectives, then you are welcome to support us.
So